There's been another deadly attack on an election rally in the country. As many as 70 people have been killed in a massive explosion at an election rally in Pakistan's Mastung. Around 120 people have been wounded in that blast. It occurred at an election rally in Pakistan's Balochistan. The candidate of the Balochistan Awami Party, Siraj Resani, was among those who were killed in the blast. Right. Ambassador Partha Sathi, the allegations of glitz, glamour and all of that aside, I mean, this is the reality of Pakistan. This has been another deadly blast. Haroon Bilur was killed a few days ago. Today, the BAP's candidate has been killed. What do you make of, these situations taking place so close to the elections? Is this, the biggest worry, really speaking, in Pakistan ahead of the polls?
What is worrisome to me is that if you take Bilur, he belongs to the National Awami Party, which is a secular party.
Yes.
It's Badshah Khan's party.
Absolutely.
Bilur's father was killed in the last elections. Here in Balochistan, what somebody is being targeted is again from a moderate party. The extremists are leaving no political space for moderate, realistic politics. Coming back to Imran Khan, he is known to have connections even now, if you go through with some of the Islamic parties,
yes, he
who will produce a couple of seats should he need it for a coalition government. And more importantly, some of these are anti-Shia. So they are not only extremists, they are sectarian. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that one of the founders of his party was the Lieutenant General Hamid Gul, the father of all extremist parties in Pakistan. So Imran is many things to many people. And I leave one thought with you, and I've never said this in public in India. You know, in 1982, he devastated us when Gavaskar's team was there. Mm-hmm. Gavaskar and the others told me that it involved ball tampering. But he did develop reverse swing. And a Pakistani commentator asked him, I don't want to name the commentator, he's no longer alive, mm-hmm. as how is it he bowls with such venom against India? At that time, you didn't have a Kashmir problem. Right. The commentator told me that Imran told him that every time I play against India, I don't treat it as cricket, I treat it as a jihad, thinking of the people of Kashmir. So that is Imran Khan, he's many things, and yet 6 months later, you have all the socialites of Bombay playing host to him. Right. That's the ridiculous nature of our own society. Okay. Tilak Devashar, over to you now. Emmer, I think, said an interesting thing earlier, that he's tried everything. He's pulled, let's say, many rabbits out of the hat. He's tried to be left, centrist, right. And even now, there is this whole talk of him supporting the blasphemy law, for instance. Imran Khan, like I mentioned earlier, seems to have waited in the wings for a long, long time. Are these signs of desperation, and perhaps the army is going to reward him eventually with the kind of backing he needs to see him through to that position in Pakistan? But what awaits him then? Will he be able to continue towing the line once he is in power? Is that something that we have to think of as we talk about the prospects for Imran Khan in the elections?
Yes, before I answer your question on Imran Khan, on Mastung, let me just, for the sake of your viewers, Mastung is a stronghold of the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, which is an anti-Shia organization. It is also an affiliate of the Islamic State. So I will not be surprised if tomorrow the Islamic State or the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi claims credit for this ghastly act in Mastung. Now, coming to Imran Khan, yes, his one single point agenda is to become a prime minister. He knows this is the last opportunity that he has, and he is putting everything into it. His entire agenda for the last 20 years was to have clean politics. He's given that a go by. And he has appointed 40% of the people tickets have been given to are electables. These are turncoats from other parties that are strong in their particular districts, either politically or in terms of finance. So instead of giving tickets to new faces, which he had promised all these years, he has gone for the old and tried, tested methods of Pakistani politics because he is desperate to become the Prime Minister. And in that, the compromises that he has made, some of the compromises we know now, as was mentioned, his links to the Islamic parties. We will get to know more of these compromises as time goes by.
Fair enough. Emma, before I wrap up the show, I do want to dwell a little further on the leader who's lost his life today, Siraj Resani. For the sake of our viewers, if you could also help us understand what the BAP stands for and what Resani himself stands for. And we are given to understand that there were members of his own family who have met with a similar fate in the past.
Resani basically is what I was just talking about less than an hour ago. This attack happened in Balochistan, which is the latest attack. And so Balochistan Awami Party, BAP, is the party that he belongs to. And he was the brother of former Chief Minister of Balochistan, and his other brother, Lashkar Resani, is also very active in Balochistan politics. Once again, not very favored, and the significance of this attack in Balochistan, obviously every suicide attack, especially with such high deaths, is a big issue, but Balochistan is extremely volatile right now, and if the Balochistan people think that they are being ousted from the elections, the feelings will be much different from when the Punjabi people, or even for that matter KPK people, think that they are being ousted, because Balochistan already has a lot of unhappiness with the federation. So that is a very serious issue and a very big challenge for the interim government to make sure that this election does not start another much bigger problem, that of Balochistan. The attack before that was yesterday. That was the ANP. The ANP, Pakistan People's Party, and MQM are are more left-leaning political parties, and in the last elections they were genuinely not allowed to get out and rally and hold rallies and try to gather votes. That was one of the major reasons that all these three political parties, especially ANP and Pakistan People's Party, they lost so badly. There were other reasons as well, but this was one of the major reasons. And as to the run-up of these elections, this was one of the major concerns. And I remember on one of your shows at WION, I mentioned that this is one of the most serious concerns, that every day suicide bombings might start happening. Yes, and at that time, there was an analyst who said it's very unlikely, and I was hoping that he was right.
Well, it is a sobering thought then that we leave our viewers with. 70 killed, more than 120 injured in this latest attack in Pakistan. I'll thank my guests on that note, G. Parthasarathi, Tilak Devashar, and of course Emma Shaheen. Gentlemen, thank you all for making time for us here on WION. Appreciate you sharing your perspective with us on the story. We're wrapping up this special on the Pakistani elections for now. Remember, our coverage continues Monday to Friday next week at 8:30 p.m. as well. And of course, we're tracking, as we are tracking, the flight there of Nawaz Sharif as it makes its way in Pakistan. Is it going to be Lahore? Is it going to be Islamabad? Remember, WION's tracking all the developments for you. For now, though, good night. Thank you for joining us.